So your microwave quits working. Doesn't quit working completely, but this microwave will tell the time. You got a vent. You've got the surface light, but it will not cook your food. So anyway, don't throw it away. There's an easy fix for this, usually. Here, hooks. Those little hooks, when you close the door, they go into these latches here. And there are switches in these latches. There's one up here and two down here that when these little hooks in the door go into there, it trips those. Or it compresses them, it activates the switch, let's put it that way. Anyway, I'm hoping in our case that that's what's going on here. I've run into this before. What I'm going to show you how to do is we're going to take this, this cover off and this here off. All right, so I'm up here. Like I said, this cover here needs to come off, and we got a screw here, and there's one missing there. It's actually a screw missing here. But there's a screw here, and then there's a screw down in here, right. So now I can slide that to the left and kind of pull back on it. Pull back from the top, tip it back, tilt it a little bit, and just look where you're at. You gotta finagle it a little bit out from there. Once that's off, there's a screw right here. So you don't forget to always unplug these microwaves first, and then be aware that microwaves, and a lot of appliances do, have a capacitor in them. With the GE, I do not believe we're even going to be close to that, but in some microwaves you will be. And make sure, if you don't know, a capacitor holds a charge, and that if you touch both terminals of the capacitor, it can actually injure you or even kill you. So be real careful. I'm going to go up. Your microwave, if it's an over-the-oven type microwave, it's usually in the cabinet up above. And I know mine is, so I'm going to go ahead and there it is. There's a cord right up here. And I know that goes to the microwave, and you'll see the power go out when I unplug it. But yeah, so that should have been the very first thing we did. But once you've got this vent cover off, this is a display. You're just going to push up, clicks, and then you're going to tip it back. And there are hooks at the bottom. There's little slots that's why we lifted it up first. You can actually take it out of there, I believe. But I don't think you have to unhook any wires. All these little hooks are plastic, but you want to get that out of the road. And then we're going to take out, we want to remove these little screws here. And we're going to be able to access the switches in here. I should also mention, while we are at it, that it's possible that if a switch or something went bad down in here, that the fuse, which on this model is right up here, I can see it through this grill, and this grill's, there's no screws holding this grill in, it's just, anyway, there's a little 20 amp fuse in here. I don't believe that's what's bad. I'm hoping it's the switches in the door here. But anyway, that's where your fuse is, and that could also be bad. But in this case, I'm doubting it, so, but that's where it's at. If you replace these switches, these three switches, and it still don't work, look at that. Okay, these are the screws we want to remove. And these are the torque screws or Torx or whatever. Let me double check. If you don't have a set of these, you can get these really cheap. They go from T10 to T40. And this is a T20. You can also buy these. These are called Tecton. And they got the little, I'll put a link in the description below. These are really handy to have too. They come in several different sizes, this kit. T20 to T25, T30. There's 6 of them. Just be careful you don't break that. Now this here, this whole piece, note how that it goes in there. I think I may have to unhook these. Yes, I'm going to unhook these. One, and at least one down here. They pull straight out. Probably should have done that before I loosened those screws. There we go. If your fingernail's long enough, you can get your fingernail in here and depress these little white tabs. Boy, it's hard to get that in there. A little white tab here, white tab here, white tab there. All right, so I'm going to do this bottom one first. I'm going to take my fingernail and push it down. That pulls out. So I want to replace those. Pay attention to how you take those out because it is important. I'm not even sure these are bad because they're clicking like they're supposed to. So I may have something else going on here. I do want to explain that this kit that you'll see the link to below is a set of 3. And one of the switches, these are called micro switches, one of them is normally closed. And I don't know if you can see the schematic or the diagram there. See the NC? They've got it outlined in a red box. NC for normally closed has a terminal, a metal terminal coming out of it. There's one of those in this kit, and there's 2 that are normally open. And if I can focus, if you see where they've outlined in the red rectangle NO, there's a terminal coming out of that one. So there's 2 of those like that, and one normally closed, and that's important. And they're also you know, the normally closed one in this kit has a red button, and the 2 that are normally open has a black button up here. But they all can be different, but you just got to go by what's normally open, what's normally closed, and then put them in the appropriate place. Like I say, when you take your old switches out, take a picture of it, make a note of what goes where, and you shouldn't have any problem. It's going to go in here, push up here, those are in. This red one, I believe, goes in right here. Well, I sure hope they do. Should have taken a picture of this. I'd recommend you take a picture of it before you take it apart. And that's one that's got the little lever there. Now, I'm going to fish this back in here, fold it around, find these little tabs up here and down here. Get it turned. There we go. Now you can put your screws in. Get started, and then I put some backup on this. Snug it up, not too tight. Don't want to strip it. It'd be a real bummer if this don't work, and I don't think it's really the problem. Now obviously to replace this, it's just the reverse. So we want to pick this up carefully and insert the hooks at the bottom, and then just put it up. Again, slide it. There's little slots that it will stick in. And then you push it down. And then you're going to install a screw here and a screw here. And we'll go ahead and do that. So I put the screws in here. To put this vent cover back on, we're going to see those little tabs? There's one here, one here, one here. They're going to go right here and here and here at the bottom. So, all right, yes, first you got to insert this end into back in here. Kind of wiggle it back in like you wiggled it out. And then hit your slots. Slots are in. Push it, the top of it in under the metal up here. And then you want to slide it to the right to install it. Right there. Install your 3 Phillips head screws. And we'll plug it back in, see if it works. All right, moment of truth. We've installed our switches. We're going to plug our microwave in and see if this baby works. All right. Once your display tells you to, I think, set the clock. Yep, please press clock. Set clock. Stove says it's 7:03, 3 p.m. and hit start. That all worked before. Moment of truth is, probably ought to put a cup of water or something in there. Let's check it. Let's warm up a cup of water. Fingers crossed. Cook time, let's go 1 minute. And hit, this all worked before. And then the light would come on and you'd hit the button and nothing happened. Turntable didn't turn, nothing cooked. So let's hit start. Voila. So yeah, that's a $400 microwave. It's making a little bit of a noise there, howling noise, but it's working. It's heating our water, and those little switches, I'll leave a description in I'll leave a link in the description below for the 3 switches. That's all I did. I just took the old ones out, put them in, and it works. And I will leave the link into the description below for the GE. A lot of them are all the same, but verify that with your model. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get rolling here where I'm doing more videos more regularly, but this is the kind of stuff I do. I've got rentals and I'm fixing stuff like this all the time, and it saves you a lot of money if you know how to do it. Thanks for watching.